Have you ever found a new trail and it wasn't on All Trails or some other map site, but you wanted to create a route for it? Well, I've got a way for you to do it, so stick with me here and I'll show you how to set up a new trail. But before I do that, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as I put out a new video. Okay, so on the screen here, I'm gonna show you some screenshots. It's a little bit harder to see when you're out here in the sun. So what I did is from the home screen, you actually go to settings first before you set up tracking. And I'm going to set it up pretty darn detailed. And there may be a problem with this because too many points can sometimes be an issue for the software or some of the sites. So I'm going to go to setup. I'm going to go down to tracking. And on here you have send intervals, and there's multiple send intervals. 2 minutes is the shortest. You can go 5, 10, 20, 30, hour, 2 hours, 4. Wow, you can go quite a long time. I'm going to go 2 minutes here because as I'm testing this, I want to maybe see my tracks and then see what's going on. So normally I wouldn't do 2 minutes, but in this case I will. And then I'm going to go down to log interval. Now this is where you're going to log how many times it puts down a track or logs where you're at. So it should give you much more detail on your trail, give you a better route. Again, be careful because it will take your battery down a lot faster and it could cause problems with whatever site you're uploading it to. Say if it's Google Earth and the KMZ, or maybe it's EarthMate, and EarthMate only allows 200 points, so there could be an issue. Just be aware of that. So on the log interval, I've got set for 1 second right now, but you can go 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 or off. I have it set on 1 second. I've never done this before on 1 second. Well, I did on this last test I did when I was using TrackBack. I did it for probably about 5 minutes, but this one I'm going to do a whole trail. I think it's only about a 2-mile trail, but it could overwhelm me with points. So 1 second, and it says the battery life will be reduced significantly. That's fine. I'm not going to be out here that long today. So everything is set. I will tell you too, there's an auto track. I had auto track set on yesterday, which was a problem. Even like I woke up in the middle of the night and checked it, and it was tracking when I was sleeping. So don't have auto track on unless you want it on. So now we're all ready for hitting the trail. And as soon as I get to where this actual trailhead starts, then we'll start tracking, and we'll see what this looks like when we get back to the house and can see it on the map. All right, we're on a trail here that is not on the EarthMate app for sure. So I want to put this on my routes, have it a detailed trail, not just guessing, because as you all know, sometimes when it's real rocky or you're in a forest, you can't see the trail if you're trying to lay it out. So I'm going to test this. I'm going to do a tracking right now, and I'm going to see what kind of points it puts down. And when I get back home and I'm looking at my map and all that and importing the data, how good of a job it did of actually laying out and defining this trail. So here it goes. We're going to, you may not be able to see it, but I'll have screenshots up of what it's like. So we're going to go down to tracking, and we're going to start tracking. It says stop tracking. So we are tracking, and we are going to go on a short hike. I'll let you know at the end whether this works, how successful it was. Okay, back here at the trailhead here, or where the trail started, and I'm going to stop tracking now, and then I will see you guys at home as I upload these tracks and see how well it works and whether I made a mistake on tracking at a 1 second. I wasn't tracking at 1 second, but logging at a 1 second interval. Okay, I'm back from that short hike. It was about 2 miles, and I downloaded the points to the Explorer app for Garmin, and man, it really had some extremely detailed points. There's 2 trails here. You can see on the right that there's a trail that's out and back, and that's where I was, before this, I was testing the trackback function. And then the circle, basically the circle on the left, it's about the 2 mile and a half, 2 mile trail. Now, this was extremely accurate, and I think what I had it on 1 second, 5 second interval, and you might want to be careful with having that on not that much of an that close together, because you're going to run your battery down more. You're going to have a lot of points. You may not want to have that many points, but you need to test it. Try different settings. Try 5-minute tracking, 10-minute tracking. That's probably more realistic how long that you might do it, but you just got to test it. So you can see how accurate it is. There's a couple places here where there was maybe 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds between the tracks. And that's always an indication that you're having a little bit of issues connecting to the satellites. So most of the time, there's about 10 or more satellites up in the air. But sometimes it just has a bit of issue with connecting to those satellites. That's all there is. But that's still really, really good detail. And again, you might just get out and test and see the settings you like before you head out on a real adventure. So this next image here is the same trail, but it's with an aerial background. And I'm going to zoom in and show you some different points here. But I mean, that is an extremely detailed track. And I wouldn't do this normally. Now, if I were going out to a trail that I wanted to get really good detail on because it was a favorite trail, or I took people all the time, and I wanted, and there wasn't, maybe there was there's no trail, like on all trails, things like that, I would get that extremely detailed track. But this is just a really short video to show you how well this works, how close those intervals are set down. It's just a really capable satellite messenger, this Mini. The Mini 2 has come out now, and I have it. If you can get this Mini for a lot less money than the Mini 2, I'll put prices up on the screen for both the Mini and the Mini 2. The Mini used to be my favorite satellite messenger just because it's so small and it does so much, especially when you have it synced to your phone. But the Mini 2 is now my favorite satellite messenger above all the others. And it comes down to the size, the capability, and the Mini 2 has a lot more capability, on-screen instructions, audible alerts when you go off trail, etc. So anyway, check them out. They're really great satellite messengers. I love them, and I don't go out without them anymore. And I've got some others that I'm going to be testing, so you'll see them coming pretty soon. Well, if you do have any questions, please leave a comment, because especially when you ask, I mean, I'm always going to answer the comment or the question, but especially if you're asking a question about the satellite messenger that I don't have the answer for. There's so many trails around here and open space areas that I'll go back out and I'll test it. I'll video it. I'll get screenshots. I'll put it up. Then I'll put links to when I respond to you. I'll have a better response, and I'll have links that I put up so you can see the video and you can see how good it really does or doesn't do. So that's I do that all the time. So please leave a comment. Love responding to those comments, and it helps me learn a lot more about the satellite messengers. Well, thanks for joining me here again on Hiking Emergency Beacon, and please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications. And that's that bell at the bottom right hand side of your screen. You hit that and you'll be alerted as soon as I put out new videos. And I look forward to seeing you guys out here again next time in Colorado. Thanks.